my channel. Today I'm gonna be doing my Valentine's Day nails again. I tried to do this probably a week ago and I had, people calling me. I had things to do I didn't expect, so I didn't get to finish my nails. They pretty much just stayed that kind of cover color that whole week until I popped them off. And so here I am back again. I'm gonna do some Kissy Lip heart nails. I've been wanting to do this for the longest, probably like 2 years now. I've been practicing and it's not really executing the best. So one way that the first way that I ever saw was that you put it on your nails or put it on a napkin or use the napkin to dab it on your nail. This is another way I saw, and since I have a lot of these, I was like, I'm just gonna use these, but that's not working the best for me. I don't think I have the best high quality nail polish to do that. So we'll see how this turns out. I just might end up drawing them. They're not gonna be like, actual kissy lips, but they'll just be lips on the nail. Also want to redeem myself because I've been coming over here unable to multitask. Like I'm talking and then like when it comes to actually doing my acrylic nails, like I'm not paying attention, and then like the stuff is running because I'm not doing my normal steps, and then I'm nervous on here like I'm public speaking or something, so I'm shaking and whatnot. Like it's a disaster. But my name is Imani. I like doing my nails, I like doing my makeup, I like beauty related things, but I also like to talk about taboo topics like conspiracy theories, religion, mental health, family things that, I guess and that's what I talked about in my last video, like how I guess we're not really supposed to talk about our family. Oh my goodness, see? How we're not supposed to talk about our family. It comes off as ungrateful if we talk, we come from a relatively good background, but you still have kind of complaints. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm going to talk about. And it came up that day because that's what I kind of was going through with my family member. I didn't have no plans. I just wanted to record a video finally for the first time in forever. And they hit me up, wanted me to do something. And I don't know how to say no, so I did it. But yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. Just kind of doing things like that, saying yes to things that you don't really want to say yes to. I guess that's kind of people pleasing, I guess, now that I put in words to it. So yeah, learning how to not be a people pleaser. But yeah, I think that's all. Oh my goodness, I'm so silly. Ugh. Just stupid. But yeah, that's also, that's what I was going to talk about. And then there's people in here, so when people come, I get nervous. But hi, welcome in. I'm just going to do some Valentine kissy nails and talk about stuff that I just have on my mind that I'm ranting about that doesn't really matter or anything. Oh my goodness, I'm too nervous. Girl, I get nervous and I shake like crazy. It's a mess. But hi, welcome in. Oh my goodness, this is a shame. I should not be this nervous on camera. I feel like I'm public speaking or something. That's what makes me, I'm like, ugh, I don't like that type of stuff. Too anxious. But I promise I can lay this foundation good once I get my nerves together. This is a shame. Oh my goodness. Okay, I got it. Oh, Jesus. But yeah, anyway, so what I was talking about was just being a people pleaser and, not really being able to say no, especially when it comes to family members and things like that. And I was talking about how that kind of bit me in the butt. This is a shame. I'm like shaking so like what do they say, a stripper in church? Oh my goodness. Sorry, but let me reorient myself. I'm glad people left. Somebody said, "What's up, hi?" I'm glad they left because then I can get back into the swing of things. I would be recording this as a, now my cuticles are flooded. That's so gross. I'm mad. I would record this as a, regular video and then just post it. That's my real element. But, yeah, I don't have any storage. But yeah, I'm coming here trying to redeem myself. And it's not working. I done messed this nail up really badly. Yuck, what? Nails? Like, please, calm down a little bit, sir. But yes, this is acrylic powder. I'm just putting acrylic powder on my nails. Don't know what's so yuck about that. But yeah, let it polymerize before I lay it down. But yeah, I messed up on this nail pretty badly because I'm too nervous on here. I'm gonna put this at the bottom actually. I think I stopped shaking a little bit now. No, I didn't. Okay, yeah, I can take a joke. Is it two different people? Yeah, that's two different people. I don't know what's going on here. Talking to somebody else. Yeah, I can take a joke. But I didn't see a joke. Okay, on to the next one. So anyways, so what I wanted to talk about was, like I said, people pleasing and how it's literally got me nowhere in my life. Obviously, we know that by now, but just my personal experience is what I was going to talk about. And so, yeah, and I feel like I've done it with my family. I feel like for the past kind of couple of years, I've been on kind of, I guess, a spiritual journey in a way. And that's came up being a people pleaser, but I never really resonated with it too much because I feel like, I don't mind helping people. But I have realized now that I have helped a lot of people at the expense of myself. And now, when I need the help, they're not really there to be able to give the help. And so, and not even able to give the help, they just flat out don't want to. And so I just thought that was interesting because I thought it was like a mutual thing. Like I said, I don't mind helping people. But when I see, the favor won't be returned, I guess it kind of makes me less want to do it. And I know that, you're not supposed to do things expecting things in return. And I don't. But, just bare minimum things. I did not expect, this crabs in a barrel mentality type thing that I'm going through right now. with people who I've, helped for free. And I guess that goes back into, what I guess people have been talking about on TikTok. I've been seeing, I don't have a TikTok or anything, but I've been seeing, all the stuff that people are talking about with, like, going no contact with their family. And that's something that I did a few years ago, but it wasn't really deliberate. It wasn't like, I'm never going to talk to these people again, or it was something that they did to me. It was just something that I felt like I needed at the time to realign myself and, find what I truly wanted to do. And so, yeah, I stopped talking to a majority of my family. I kept talking to my mom because I had little sisters. So, I don't know, I didn't feel like it would be right to just stop talking to them. And I stopped talking to most of my dad's family and most of my mom's family. But then, like I said, I kept talking to my mom. So the only tether that I had to people was through her. And I remember when I first moved back home in 2021, like I said, I was going on a spiritual journey. So I was just experiencing a lot of weird things. And I just remember telling her that I didn't want her telling people, the new things that were coming up in my life because, just for whatever reason, I just felt like I needed to be quieter about the things that were going on. And I can't really say that boundary was respected. I still had people knowing what was going on before I told them, and that was frustrating to, have a new kind of milestone, and then somebody who you didn't even tell about it asking you about it, and it's kind of like I wasn't ready to share that yet, but thank you, I guess. I can't be mad. I get that you're happy for me, but I guess not realizing that other people aren't really that happy for me. And so um, what I'm talking about specifically right now is moving out, because when I used to post on here, I used to talk a lot about moving back home and stuff, and just, can't wait to move back out. So I finally moved out earlier this year. I was there literally exactly 4 years. I moved there in June of 2021, and I moved out June of 2026. So see, this is coming together well when I'm not nervous, and I'm actually doing my steps. Um, so yeah, I was there for exactly 4 years, way longer than what I had wanted to be. And I just remember it being like really interesting because when I first had moved in, I had got like, I guess it was kind of miraculous to me, a home offer. Um, but it fell through, and that was another reason why I was telling my parent to stop telling everybody, what was going on in my life, because I was like, it's weird that that fell through. And just the circumstances surrounding it, just once again, her running and telling everybody, you know, had made me feel like that had something to do with it, whatever the case may be. And I was at that time, like I said, on a spiritual journey, so I was reading the Bible for the first time. So I remember, people just trying to meet me at that level. So they were like, "Oh, you're so blessed. Like, that's a miracle." But I never really used those type of words, especially when I was first coming to learn, like, to read the Bible and stuff. And so, yeah, just stuff like that. When she was trying to say, like, "Oh, I'm so blessed for, as soon as I moved back home, a home that I didn't even apply for, well, I applied for it, but I literally applied for it years before I had moved out of my mom's house that first time. So, like I said, this was 2021. I had moved out in 2017 the first time, and I was applying to a lot of homes. I got the house, a place close to where I went to school, which was in San Francisco, and um, yeah, I had applied for many places, and so when I had finally left that place, I hadn't been applying, so it was kind of miraculous to get a home offer as soon as I was transitioning back to my parents' house. Um, Somebody outside arguing or something, sorry. Um, so yeah, that first time that I had transitioned back home too, I was applying for housing and things, not housing, but yeah, like houses and apartments and things like that. And it fell through. So when this finally worked out 4 years later, I was super excited. Like I said, not telling many people. So when the person who I was doing in-home care for, was like, congratulations. I don't know. It kind of was like a weird feeling initially because I was like, I never told this person. I didn't feel like they were really congratulating me. And lo and behold, literally a month after I got my new place, that person ends up terminating me for no reason. Literally, we never had an issue at all. I think it was just the fact that they saw me moving up a little, not even moving up because I'm not in any better predicament, but just, another milestone, and they just were feeling some type of way about it, I guess. And these were, like I said, my mom's family members, so I only still had contact with them because I still had contact with her. So yeah, I didn't go fully no contact, and it kind of bit me in the butt, and so I'm still debating. It's something that I kind of want to do, but I still feel obligated to, my younger siblings and stuff. That's why I never fully did it. And I remember back in college, I went to see a therapist, and I remember she told me that same thing, and I just thought she was crazy to tell me to kind of like stop talking to my family. This was, like I said before, everybody was kind of doing it. And she was like saying how she was emancipated at 16, and how family can be the most toxic type stuff. But I was just adamant on, wanting to stick through it and seeing, family has their own issues or whatever. So I was like, I'll just stick through it. Um, and so, yeah, came to kind of bite me in the butt. And so, like I said, I stick through it because my little sisters, like I said, I felt like they needed me, but maybe, I guess that's me having some kind of savior complex or something. Can y'all see me even doing this? That's me having a savior complex. Um, but yeah, again, like I said, this is spanning 5 years that I'm talking about, so maybe I should get over it. But I think this is helping me to get over it because I be journaling and stuff, but I'm still kind of not over it. So when I moved back home, my little sisters were 13 and 6. Now they're 18 and 12. One about to be 19. So 19 and 12 pretty much. Um, and a little bit about like our family background. Like our parents aren't really like I wouldn't say academically rigorous, but they don't have like, you know, especially at this time, let's say at this time, because one of my parents has went back to school, and got their a degree and things like that. But me growing up, my parent had only a GED, and then I had another basically was pretty much illiterate. Um, and so the parent who had the GED just put it on, was just really serious about being academically, excelling academically. But like I said, that one only had a high school GED. So after about, fifth grade, they couldn't really help me with math or homework either. So I kind of just like excelled by myself. But I think it was like that foundations of having, a parent that, was really at home doing, those things with me the first couple of years made me be able to keep going with those skills as I got to high school and middle school. Um, so yeah, we were talking about what's going on, how they say Gen Z can't really read apparently, and how, whatever, they're not excelling academically. And we were connecting it to, my little sisters growing up right now. And she's gonna say something like, I don't understand, I don't know how My sister that's 18 now made it through the educational system. Because like once again, my parents, they couldn't really help us academically, and then one of the parents wasn't in the home and the other parent kind of worked a lot. But I remember being in college and away from home, and my little sister, who was probably, like I said, I'm 10 years older than her, so she was still elementary, middle school age, would call me after school every day, and I would do homework with her because our parent that was in the house couldn't help her after a certain while and was at work. So while we were talking about, the current Gen Z crisis with them not being able to read and do math and whatnot, she brings up, it's kind of a miracle how my one sister that's Gen Z can. And I just kind of felt like that was a slap in the face. I'm like, I was there helping her. So it's no miracle there because she had, me there to help her. Um, and I don't know, it goes back to what I was talking about a few days ago with like, the free labor that I give. And I don't ask for anything, being a people pleaser in a way, and then, nobody ever kind of mentions it or gives me credit for certain things as time goes on. Not that I need credit, but like I said, it was just weird for her to be like, completely lost on how she was able to, excel in school while she was in school without the teachers or the parents being as involved as I guess they feel like they should be. Because what my parent was saying was that the teachers weren't as involved, but I'm thinking it goes both ways. Um, and so, like I said, I have a younger sister that's 11 now, and my parent is like helping her doing math. And like I said, with me and the one that's 18 now, they could never really grasp math fully. So it's frustrating because it's like, you're probably confusing her more because you won't pass the torch to the person who understands it out of pride, but also out of just kind of wanting to undermine them. Because that's something that I've noticed too, even back in the past growing up. Um, when I would teach, because I would teach supplemental instruction in college and stuff, and I don't know, she would just say different weird things to kind of make me feel bad. I'm talking about my mom in this case. Um, about my teaching abilities and my academic, um, I guess I don't want to say intelligence, but just understanding of things. Um, and so that's what I just feel like that's what she was doing a few days ago, just trying to undermine and invalidate that I have the ability to do that, and she doesn't, in a weird competition way. Because like even before, I would tell her, um, like that I would homeschool my sisters and things like that, and she never wanted to do it, and it was always some excuse. But one was becoming less interested in school. So that's why I was like, to help her be interested, let's do it this way. But never happened. People got issues. Um, so yeah, I think I'm done. I think I'm done laying this acrylic. Not too bad. Get some shorties. Now let's see. It's been 24 minutes. He's looking nice. I'm gonna let these dry while I figure out how I'm about to do this nail art. So I'm gonna do some kissy lips. Let me fill this gap. There's a gap right here. I'm not gonna file these because I just do these to pop off. So these are just gonna pop off in a few days anyway. Okay, that's it for that. And I was shaking like crazy earlier. Look at that. It looks so. I'm just about to go pop this off and try it again. But for the most part, they look nice. So yeah, I have a whole bunch of colors. These I wanted to go in with initially. Just put a heck of different shades of pink and purple. But these are a little bit low, I don't want to say low quality, to where they're not holding shape. I just mixed one. You saw me put my elbow in this. I need to get that off. I get an allergy. But I had to mix some with a little bit of acrylic powder to get it thick, because when I was putting it onto this, I felt like it just kept melting into the sponge, and when I went to put it on my nails, it wouldn't stay. So I'm gonna try to do one more time, drawing a kissy lip on this nail and seeing what happens. Dabbing it on a napkin and seeing what happens. Okay. Got one for the upper lip. Draw a little line across. That's the 2 dots for the upper lip. Guys, I don't know if it's a good quality. Okay, upper lip. And how you get to show the upper lip? That's craziness. Okay, I don't know if y'all gonna even be able to see it. Okay, this is a cute little lip that I drew. And now I'm frustrated that I'm about to mess it up because, and it's a puffy lip too, so like I said, I added acrylic. So a little cute puffy lip. I'm gonna see if this sponge is about to work. I already tried the sponge a bunch of times. I wanna try a napkin for once. See if it works. I don't hate it. Okay, I don't hate it that much. Let me put a little bit of acetone and remove something. I don't know if it's showing good on screen when I hold them up, so I'm gonna finish it off screen and just post a picture as the thumbnail. I'm just about to, whatever, LED that one. I'm about to nuke it. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I think that one came out cute. That's what I have to do to get the low quality nail polish to work. But that's actually not even a low quality nail polish. This was a little bit more of a high quality nail polish, I think. So maybe I just was using too much of it. So I'm gonna try again to see what it looks like by itself on the napkin and with the whatchamacallit. Oh, see, I'm making a big mess. Oh man. But yeah, I stopped my what was I buying? A whole bunch of makeup stuff whatever, 2024 when I was recording videos on here. So it's been a while. I stopped buying a whole bunch of makeup and blush and stuff like that, but my retail therapy didn't really stop. I just started buying a whole bunch of like fucking nail products again. Because initially I started doing my acrylic nails back in like 2018, 2019, but I wasn't too good. And all I had was me a secret. Now I got like 5 different brands. Because I would go overboard. So this is me. This is the Kissy Lip attempt. I don't hate it. This is with the acrylic mixed in the cheaper nail polish. But I don't think you guys can see it on there. Oops. I wonder if it'll make it better if I put an actual top coat on it before I do nail art. But no, I'm gonna just do what I'm doing. Okay. We got a dot. We got another dot. I'm gonna be a pro at lips after this. Just doing my acrylic nails. Welcome in. this one's not turning out as cute as the other one. Okay, not bad. Okay, upper lip done. I'm gonna do the lower lip not so close this time because it keeps meshing the nail art all together. Mm, okay, that's not too bad. It's reminding me of a bikini for some reason. Now what do I want to do? I want to try this one last time, see if it works. If it don't, whatever. I don't mind it, but it made it super sheer. I can't even see nothing. Okay, I filled it back in. We're gonna try it with a napkin. After that, I'm done. I'm gonna just do it with the napkin and acrylic powder going forward. Yeah, this one's not too bad. I like it. I don't know if y'all can see it, you're gonna be able to see it, but okay, not too bad. With a little bit more high quality nail polish. I'll go and put that in the mug. So yeah, that's pretty much all I'm gonna do after this is just put every single color on this little palette and put every single lip, smoochy lip on my nail and then dab it with the napkin and be on my way so they look like little pucker kissy lips. And after that, I'm gonna pop these off and I'm gonna do another Valentine's Day nail set. I don't know, in a couple of weeks. A couple of days. So there you go. This pink is too sheer. So let's try it with this purple right here. Okay, let's see how it goes. This is the low quality brand. So let's see. Not bad. Let me close my mouth. Okay, that's upper lip. Let's do this bottom lip. Hopefully you can see this one better. And this one came out pretty cute. Ooh, I'm loving it. So I'm loving it like it's a Burger King. Is that? I don't know, what's that? McDonald's? Who say I'm loving it? Okay, I'm loving it. It's really looking smoochy now. Okay, so for the lower quality nail polishes, I gotta mix them with acrylic for them to work, but they work, so that's good. I can do my nail design. So other than that, I was talking about people pleasing, feeling used. I think that's all that I had to say. Thank you all for coming and watching. It's 43 minutes, 45 minutes. I don't really want to be here much longer. I wanted to come here and show you guys that I know how to do my acrylic. Prove to you guys that I'm just nervous and I'm shaking and messing up because I don't know. I guess I have problems with public speaking. So I'm going to keep doing this to get in the swing of things. These are so cute. I'm going to do one more. I'm going to do a dark purple. Oh, I'm going to do it in a red. Do a red. I wonder if this one's gonna work good by itself or if I need to mix it, because this one's kind of, it got that, it got a lot of color to it, opacity. Okay, let me start over. It's doing some weird. Yeah, adding acrylic to it to make it thicker is definitely the way to go. If nail art is too hard for you with the quality of nail polishes that you might have, these are about to be some huge lips. These ones gonna be huge. Look at that big old top lip. So let's see if this works, because this is a low quality nail polish that I did not add any acrylic to, and it's kind of hard to work with. It's spreading everywhere. And it's gonna need acrylic, I think, but I'm gonna try it. Yeah, this one got out of hand. Let's try it. It kind of worked, but it would be better with a little bit of acrylic. Let me do that. I'm not going to live, but I was just live, bro. Oh, we could have went live together. I don't think you're in here anymore, but I'll go search your channel and see what you're talking about. Yeah, let me see, Loretta Dunlap. I'll see if I can find you after this. But yeah, that last Kissy Lip, I needed some acrylic powder mixed in, or it was too runny. So I was just stay in place a little bit better. I wanted to do red and this one on camera, but I'll just do this one. And post the final look when I finish it. Okay, these some huge lips. Let's see. Okay, that'll do. Let me clean it up a little bit. Me even just moving it around with some acrylic is kind of doing something to make it a little bit more puckery. But yeah, this is what it's looking like. Last one in red. Then I'm getting off of here. That's how much we need. That was too much. Oh dang, I'm letting this go for an hour. I really did not intend to do that. Okay, final lip. Okay. Dab it with the little thingy thing. They look a little bit more puckery. And now it's good to go. So this is exactly what I was going for on all these nails. Just about to put a whole bunch of different colors. And then, yeah, that's all I'm doing. Different colors each nails, puckered up, cute, kissy. Would have been nice if I could overlap them, but I'll do that in the future. Thank you all for coming and watching. I'll see you all next time.